The Dental Brief is brought to you by Omni Premier Marketing and the amazing guests who bring wisdom and advice that you can put to use to take your business and practices to the next level. Find us on Facebook and join the conversation. Get ready to grow because we are kicking off the next episode in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Dental Brief. So excited for our guest this morning. It's going to be a terrific episode. We're going to jump right to it. Paul Patella, go ahead and say hello to everyone.
Hello. Thank you for having me on board there,
Hey,
Patrick.
yeah, I'm grateful you took the time this morning to meet with us. Hoping we're going to have a great episode here. I think we're going to bring it. Go ahead and tell our audience, Paul, for those people that don't know you, how'd you get involved in dentistry? How'd you get to where you're at now?
Okay. Back in the late 70s, I joined the United States Coast Guard. 1980, I received my dental technology certificate from the Coast Guard. I've been making, managing, working, consulting teeth ever since. So a little over 4 decades of doing this in business. In 1996, I went into, we'll say, the corporate world, and I joined Straumann. And I held several leadership positions between sales and marketing over 20 years. And it's something that in the COVID period in 2020, I set it up P Squared Smiles, and it's something that moved forward since then, and I'm still working in the dental field and loving it.
Yeah. So just for our audience, the website P Squared Smiles is p2smiles.com is the URL. You can find it there. Paul, so you're talking to people all over the country. You're a busy guy. Tell me, what are some of the challenges and problems that you see that dentists are having today?
Well, one right off the bat is there's not a lot of dental technicians left in the United States, and so it's led to the need for doctors to take an ownership of digital to be able to make teeth. That's one
Sure.
significant piece. I also look at. I'm very close to hybrid dentistry, so full arch care and dental implants. In fact, I've done that very, very much in the last 3 years, and so by doing that, I look at it from a patient expectation standpoint that we need to do a better job of being able to educate our patients on that kind of full mouth comprehensive care. I also look at it from a standpoint of doctors right now. We're looking at a situation that they just don't understand, we'll say the algorithm of what the process is for hybrid from analog approach that we've done for years and gone digital with this. And it's also, once you do have digital equipment, how do you use it? So those are some
Sure.
challenges I look at.
Yeah, so let's talk about the challenges of if you're not digital right now and you're looking to go digital, what's that path look like? How do you get there?
Well, because I play in a space of just full arch for the last 3 years and concentrate on that, really the first quintessential thing you can do to improve that is have a good dental camera that we can work with to communicate, and also a digital impression system. Those are really basic. I would caution anyone from like going full Monty and having everything digital plethora in their office. You want to start off and grow and evolve with this and become, we'll say, your own expert to be able to use the system and be comfortable with it. So those would be the first pieces. Full arch care requires, if you want to speed up appointment time and save 2 to 3 appointments on the back end, we're looking at adopting photogrammetry. There's 2 really reliable systems out there right now, being PIC and iMetric, and that'll help you be able to do what? Not have to worry about verification indexes, not worry about your bite, and not worry about your setup. If you have that all pre-built in your conversions, and those are pieces, and then having a printer on property for a doctor. Printers are easier adoption rate than a mill, a little more sophisticated with the mill, although we have a lot of great dentists with that. And by having a printer on property, what's that mean? Give teeth today. So you could have everything pre-op designed, put in a full mouth of dental implants, print them on property that day. Patients walking out the door with teeth. You don't have to rely on the laboratory shipping it in. And that's really what I look at from a workflow standpoint with the dental implants and digital.
Yeah. Let's talk about the money side of this. So obviously when you hear digital in dentistry, that means it's not going to be cheap. by any means, but let's talk about it from a return on investment point of view. What are some ways right now that practices that are set up digital, maybe they're not 100%, like you said, maybe they don't have all the bells and whistles, but at least they have scanner, camera. What are some ways that they can increase their revenues, what are their net profits by using this equipment?
I'd first start off with anybody that has a digital impression system, and again, categorizing what type of dentist is it, perio, oral surgeon, pros, GP,
Sure.
etc. Right? But let's just focus right now for the stamp for this conversation for a restorative doctor. If you have a digital impression system, right off the bat, I would be taking impressions for all my removable prosthodontics. One of the hardest dental technicians to find today in America is a denturist or a denture technician. So therefore, if you digitize your patient with your dentures and to do a 360 scan of that, you will optimize the use and return that investment quickly. Plus, you'll keep a very good, we'll say, digitalization of that patient on board. You have night guards for any kind of cosmetic work you could be working with, and you can optimize the system. Those are two pieces right off the bat that are super quick, easy to learn. And there's certain digital impression systems out there that have software that's free, that the doctor can
Sure.
actually own that type of design themselves. And it's really easy to learn. It's something that, and it maximizes their system.
Talk about night guards for a minute, because I was just having a conversation with somebody that if they could put night guards in half of their patients, benefit the patients, and benefit the practice. What kind of economic benefit could it be if half of your patients adopted night guards?
Well, depending on the price point of what the doctor's charging their patient, I'd like
Yeah.
to first circle and look at the benefit really of having that night guard is that any prosthetic, the prosthetic that you put in your patient, and especially when you're doing cosmetic work, you want to protect your cosmetic work because that's really what we call the billboard of your practice. And so you want that
Right.
patient out there smiling and looking great. We don't want them destroying things. So I would say from a referral standpoint and patients being able to maintain and they understand their doctor cares about them with that, I would say that's a great investment and return that you'd be looking at. From just a financial scenario, yes, you could take any patient that you do any kind of ceramic work with um, and provide them a night guard. Your upswing on that right off the bat is you're going to look at anywhere from a doctor charging, what, $250 to $500 for a night guard per arch.
Right. Yeah. That's not too bad. Tell me, what else are you seeing out there? What are some other issues that you see dentists going through that you've got some solutions for?
I really look at it from a scenario that they have to concentrate on. If you're buying digital equipment, make sure that whomever you're buying this from understands how to use it and will support you.
Yeah.
This is an issue. So in the past, and that's why I kind of, quite frankly, got involved with selling digital equipment as well. I was referring digital equipment out, and what happens is it would be sold to the practice because it was meaningful and it was something to expedite and optimize workflows. But once a doctor received it, it was quite honestly, how do you use it? And
Right.
there was no support. And so that's something that from a challenge standpoint that I would recommend that to make sure that whom you're buying this from will support you and understands how to use it. And
Yeah.
that's something that, the quote I had from a long time ago using a slide deck when I present with this is really, it's from Albert Einstein that's really saying if you can't really explain this simply, you really don't understand it. So,
Sure.
so that's from
Paul,
the back end that we're looking for anybody that wants to make capital equipment investment.
yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Paul, there's not a ton of people that do what you do, right? I mean, there's just not. As you said, there's not a
Right.
ton of techs out there, and certainly with your experience on the consulting side of things. Um, Tell me what the process looks like if doctor calls you needing help. Kind of what areas are you helping them with? Kind of what does that process look like?
Well, we're sought after quite often from a laboratory that I, quite frankly, send all my work to for doing full arch care as Midwest Dental Arts. We have over 51,000 followers on Instagram. So what happens is the
Mm,
doctors find us on Instagram, reach out, and what we're very clear with is if you have two dual arches, we'll jet set to where you're at, and we will help you be successful doing whether it's surgery and deliverables
wow.
that day or it's actually just doing pros on active cases. we can do this. And a lot of doctors don't have a printer set up right away. A lot of doctors don't even have a digital impression, although that's becoming more commonplace. So, quite frankly, I personally travel with this. I travel with a printer, I travel with digital impression, I travel with photogrammetry, travel with a camera, and you bring it all so you can be a solution and show the doctor how this works so that they'll be comfortable with this in the future. That's how we get work. It's something that this week alone I had 7 new arches come in the door since yesterday. That came
Wow.
in with phone calls. So if I could ask in the future, yeah, if we could have a couple week notice, that's great. But it's something that
Sure.
Florida is really popular with dental implants down here where I reside, and then it's
Yep.
something that's quite busy. But I was in Canton, Ohio last week, and so because we had an opportunity there, and we went and seized the moment.
Wow. That's amazing. Paul, how does our audience reach out to you? What's the best way to get in touch with you?
I'd call or text me at 508-333-3849. And I'm on LinkedIn, and my email address is p2usmiles@gmail.com. Or if they go to the website of P Squared Smiles, I can actually link on there as well and go right into my email box. But that's how you track me down, and it's something that we can work with. And I'd like to hope that's beneficial to your audience.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Paul, I want to thank you so much for being here. Great information. Audience, I want to encourage you to reach out. Paul, thank you. I appreciate your time.
You bet there, Patrick. Thank you.